Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Dhamma meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone who's interested is welcome to join. We shall start with our first participant, which is usually Alicia Chan from Malaysia. Alicia, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Good evening, Ajahn. I think I have a good progress. Now, when I meditate anytime, anywhere, I can enter body completely gone condition. Even though body is completely gone, I'm very calm, mindful, and peaceful. I can feel a big fire keep burning and the pain of burning. I also can feel a kind of pressure pushing me hard. But I remain mindful and peaceful, not affected by them. I realize all of them is anicca, dukkha, anatta. I can see I am not affected by them. At the same time, my calmness and mindfulness become even more stronger and also a deeper samadhi. Brother Ajahn, may I know what is this fire and pressure? Thank you.
It is what it is. Just know it for what it is. Whether it's good or bad for you, that's all you have to know. If it's good, keep it up. If it's bad for you, if you can get rid of it, you get rid of it. If you cannot get rid of it, then you just have to learn to live with it. The goal is not to have any dukkha, regardless of whether it's good or bad.
Noted.
Just take things as they come, good or bad. Good or bad, you cannot control them.
Yeah.
If you can control them, if you can concentrate your mind, you might be able to get rid of them. But this will be temporarily because you cannot concentrate all the time. But whatever it is, just know it for what it is, and ask yourself, good or bad. Are you enjoying it or are you suffering from it? If you're suffering from it, then you have to find a way not to suffer.
Yeah, noted.
Okay.
I'm very happy. Thank you, Ajahn.
Just look at the mind reaction, whether it can remain undisturbed or it is being disturbed. If it's being disturbed, then you have to correct the disturbance. Not what disturbed the mind, but try to stop the mind from being disturbed.
Okay, noted.
By using mindfulness or wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
don't have to know what they are, what is their name or so forth. It doesn't matter. What matters is how you deal with them.
Okay, noted.
Okay.
Anicca, dukkha, anatta is a delusion.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Next, Kok Seng from Singapore.
Yeah. Good evening, Ajahn. Just like to update you. Last Vesak Day, I attended a 3-day retreat at Palilai Temple. Yeah, just for your information. Today, I'd like to continue on the Mangala Sutra, verse 9, which is as follows. One is self-restraint or self-control, living a noble or holy life, perception of the noble truths, and the realization of Nibbana. This is the greatest blessing. So, Prajan, maybe can you help to relate this to our present context, what the Buddha taught 2,600 years ago?
Can you do one at a time? Can you ask me one at a time?
Okay. Okay, the first one is self-restraint or self-control.
Well, this is keeping the sila, restraining your action, your verbal and physical action from harming or hurting other people. Higher than that, restrain yourself from indulgence in the sensual pleasures. That is the 8th precept. So this is what the 5 and 8 precept means for self-restraint. Restrain your defilement.
In terms of
Okay.
entertainment,
Yeah, that's the higher level. First level is from avoiding, restraining yourself from hurting other people by speech or by action, like killing, stealing, committing sexual misconduct, and lying, and drinking or taking drugs that can cause you to lose not having enough mindfulness to control yourself with. Okay, what's the next one?
okay, the next one is living a noble or holy life.
Living a noble, holy life is living like the monks do. Yeah. Be totally detached from sensual pleasures, activities, and concentrate on the meditation practices, samatha and vipassana, bhavana. Okay.
And the third one, perception of the noble truths and the realization of Nibbana.
Seeing the Four Noble Truths happening in your mind in real time. When you feel sad, you know this is dukkha. And you can, if you have wisdom, you know that this sadness is caused by your attachment or cravings to something that you have lost, to something that you haven't been able to get. Like you lose your job, you become sad. You apply for a job and you don't get the job you applied for, and you become sad. Dukkha, caused by your desire to get a job, not to lose your job. But if you see it with wisdom that sometimes you cannot control this situation, sometimes you cannot keep your job, sometimes you cannot get a job. So you have to accept this reality. And once you can accept this reality, then you will stop your desire for getting a job or for keeping the job you have. You just have to let things be. When you do this, then your dukkha will disappear, your sadness will disappear. So this is seeing the Four Noble Truths in real time, in real life situation. When you lose something you love, for instance, you will feel sad. But if you know that this sadness arises from your attachment to the things you love, your desire to have those things you love come back and remain with you. But it's already gone. Reality is gone, and you cannot stop this reality, change this reality. When you can see this, then you accept this reality. Then your sadness will disappear. So you see the sadness, which is dukkha. You see the cause of sadness, which is desire or craving. You see the cessation of dukkha when you accept the truth of anicca, dukkha, anatta. So this is seeing the Four Noble Truths. Then what is next?
This is the greatest blessing.
Okay. Because if you can see this all the time, then you can get rid of all your suffering, your sadness, your stress, your anxiety, your fear, everything. Because they all come from your attachment to something. So let go of your attachment to everything, and you will have no dukkha.
Yeah, that's very clear. Yeah, thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Next, Kwan Liman from Malaysia.
Tanajan, if someone has entered the path Magga, but have not experienced the fruition, the Phala yet, are they considered to have entered the footstep of the stream?
I don't know whether you want to know this thing. If you on the path, you just have to work on the path until you get to the fruit. That's all. And that matters.
Okay. So the fruition is to break the three factors and also to let go of the body to face to be able to face old age, sickness, and death.
That's right. Just like when I explained to you have to see the Four Noble Truths regarding your attachment to your body. You attach to your body, so you get dukkha when your body get old, get sick or die. But when you see that the body is anicca, anatta, it's going to change, you're going to get old, get sick and die, and there's nothing you can do about it. You cannot stop it, preventing it. Then you accept this truth. When you accept this truth, then you let go of your attachment or your desire for the body, not to get old, get sick or die. When you do that, then the dukkha will disappear. The fear, anxiety regarding the body will disappear. Because you're willing to die, you're willing to get sick, you're willing to get old. So what can cause you to have any stress, anxiety? It's your desire to go against the truth, which is causing your anxiety. So just accept the truth, accept anicca, anatta of the body. Then there will be no dukkha. If you resist, then you'll get dukkha. If you resist the truth of anicca and anatta, then you get dukkha. If you accept the truth, then you get cessation of dukkha.
Yes.
So this, you have to work this, and you have to. This is just we're talking about this now. This is not real. See, this is just imagination. You have to get into the ring like boxer. You have to go face the sickness, face the death. Then you'll find out whether you still can let go of it or not. So you have, if you're ready, then you have to go to look for a place to take the examination.
Yeah.
If you're afraid of painful feeling, then you have to sit for a long time and let the body be very painful and see if you can handle the pain or not. If you want to test whether you're willing to die and not go to some place where you think you might get killed, go to a war zone someplace and see whether your heart beats up or not, get excited or you just remain relaxed and comfortable.
Yeah. These 2 weeks, I feel physically not well. I mean, I feel that my chest is very painful. So I often contemplate on death. So I just okay. So what if I die and I'm a corpse? I mean, in imagination, I can still accept that I'm dead. Yeah, maybe when it comes to real test, then it will be a test.
That's right. You're doing the homework right now. You need to do the homework first.
Yes.
Because if you don't prepare yourself, when you meet the test, you won't know what to do. So you have to let go, let go, let go. This is the homework. Let go of your body. Your microphone is muted. Something was wrong with your connection. Your video, okay.
Sorry. Yeah. So when I have any unpleasant thoughts or feelings, I will contemplate on death, and then the feeling will just
If you accept that, then the bad
Yeah.
feeling will disappear.
yeah.
But if you don't accept, then the bad feeling will multiply and become more. That's why
Yeah.
some people cannot think about that. Because
Mm,
when they think about that, it becomes very stressful.
yeah. But I quite enjoy dying and seeing myself as a corpse. As for now, but I'm not sure if the real time comes, I'll be able to. Mm,
Well, you have to, if you want to find out, you have to go look for a place where you can take the test. Go to a war zone or go into a jungle, spend a night by yourself in the jungle, camping in the jungle by yourself.
Couchy on, but Couchy on is very safe.
No, this is too safe. It has to be really untamed jungle, wild jungle. That's why monks go into do Thanga. You know, they go live practice in the jungle. Like Ajahn, if you study his biography, this is what he wants to take the test to prove whether he has passed the test or not.
Mm. Okay. Yeah. Thank you,
Okay.
Ajahn.
All right. Next, Claudia from Nuremberg. Are you back? Are you in Switzerland now?
Good afternoon from Germany. We had been in Switzerland last week. We found an apartment where we will move to in fall. Yeah, and now I'm back in Germany, and of course we have a lot to do and to let go now.
Yeah. Take only what you need. The rest, just give it away.
Yes, yes,
Live like a monk. You don't need so much possession.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
have
We
the
let
basic, the essential things, like the four requisites of living: food, shelter, medicine, and a place to stay, to live in. All the other
yes.
extra, just throw them away, give them away to charity.
Yes, this is what we plan. Yeah, I already put things in some internet groups that we give things away for charity, because it's a matter of my heart to support people who are in need, and so we will try to live with what is necessary. And of course, I also want to do charity when we are in Switzerland.
Yeah. So I just said, so you can have more time to spend on meditation. Give up your essential pleasures, activities, as much as you can.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So there is already this beautiful monastery Kenneth showed us in February, and I don't want to do full-time work when we are in Switzerland, only part-time, and I hope that I can spend a lot of time at this beautiful monastery. It has a huge library and wonderful rooms to meditate. So this is what I would like to do.
Yes, good. Think of peace of mind as something you can take with you after you die. But sensual pleasures you cannot take with you.
And it's very interesting because after my husband and I found the apartment where we will live, a divine messenger, we met a divine messenger, because we were so happy, and we were sitting in the tram, and I was looking out of the window, and I was really feeling so happy, and everything seemed to be like being in heaven. And in this moment, I saw emergency doctors who tried to save the life of a person. It already had an oxygen mask on his face or her face. I don't know if it was a man or a woman. And in this moment, I thought, oh my goodness, yeah, this is the Dhamma. So everything can be over within a second. You can be happy in one moment and suddenly a car comes and you have an accident and then you are the person that is.
Yes, anything
Yeah.
can happen to your life. So
Yeah.
you have to be ready. You have to be prepared.
Yeah. Yeah.
To deal with this situation when they come up.
Yeah.
And nothing can help you except your practice, your Dhamma practice.
Exactly. Yeah. 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 And it gave me the motivation to contemplate more Murananusati
Yeah,
about that. And
contemplation of that.
yeah. Yeah. So
Right.
this is currently the situation. Yeah.
Yeah, it will spur you to do more practice. If you're not yet prepared or not yet well equipped to deal with the situation, then you know you have to do more practice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until you can face aging, sickness, and death with a smile.
Yeah. So I'm lucky that my grandfather was a grave digger on the graveyard and he took me with him. So I grew
Yeah.
up as a small child at the graveyard already. So and luckily I always had the chance to be confronted with death.
Mhm.
But as Kwan Lin Mun, I think she said, I don't know if I can easily let go when I face it directly, but I see it as a good preparation.
Yes, it's fortunate of you to be able to see that at the early stage of your life.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm glad that I already saw it at the early stage, because here in Germany, parents always want to keep their children away from death. They don't take them to funerals and nothing.
Yeah,
But I was a little girl and I was at the cemetery and it was not, I didn't feel bad. So,
yeah,
and I saw graves of small children, and it was very soon in my awareness that also children in a young age can die. And I'm so grateful to my grandfather that he never kept me away from this truth.
yes, it's very good. You are vaccinated. Now you can talk about that much more easily than other people, than other normal people. You're not normal, so you can talk about that. If you're normal, you cannot talk about that.
Thank you. Yeah. And my decision to follow the Dhamma more consequent, actually, it started when I was 17 years old in Japan, but it gave me a new motivation when I was in my 30s, and a cousin of my husband died in the age of 21 years. So he was very young. He had cancer. He was only 21 years. And after he died, his mother called us, and I said, please, 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 let me see him a last time. So my husband couldn't, but I wanted to see the dead body. This cousin was very close to me. He was like a foster child, but I said, please let me say farewell to him. And after I saw his dead body, I felt so motivated to continue with the Dhamma seriously. But I think my grandfather already prepared me when I was a very small child.
Yeah, because if you were not prepared before, when you see it, you might faint, you might feel very sad and don't know what to do with your life.
Yeah. No, it was so clear how dead looks like, and no, I didn't faint. I didn't faint.
Right.
To me, it was like maybe like a privilege that I had the possibility to see the dead body
Yeah, that's a good messenger, divine messenger.
Yeah.
It will cause you to start to think deeper about life. What does life really mean when you come to the end of it? What does it all mean for us living? Eventually, when we die, we lose everything anyway.
That's the
Good.
truth.
And it will make you want to study more Dhamma, maybe study more about the mind, which doesn't die with the body.
Yeah. And I will take the chance to do it.
Okay. You have any
Thank you.
question tonight?
Not at the moment, thank you. No.
Okay. Go to Julia from Sweden.
Hi, Ajahn. Yeah, I just thinking about this topic that we're discussing now, like death and so forth, contemplation of death. I have been watching images of dead bodies. It's a little bit hard to find them because I think actually when you search for them on the internet is sort of clean. They clean the internet images now so that you can't see
The real images.
No, sure. So they kind of make a pretty picture of death by cleaning what you get when you search for images. So I would like to have more images, but I was more thinking about like for the images that I can find. Do you have a suggestion of how I can work? Should I like watch them every day? Should I print them, put them on the wall, or how can we work with these images?
Well, the goal is to have it imprinted in your mind by constantly thinking about these images. Because if you put them on the wall, it's good, but you only see it when you see it. But when you don't see it, then it's disappear from your mind. So the goal is for you to try to continuously thinking about these images in your mind until it becomes embedded in your mind. But you have to be careful because if your mind is not strong enough, it can cause trauma for you to see these images. If such is the case, then it means your mind is not ready to take in these images yet. So you might have to do more meditation first to calm your mind to the level it will not reject these images. So you have to also be very careful when you do death contemplation or think about dead images.
Yeah. So what I've noticed is that it hasn't kind of affected my my hunger or anything like that. So I still can eat and everything, but so some of the images they get sort of imprinted in the eyes, so that when I see things that are not really the real thing, it still looks like that, let's say. So it's they attract me to see them again, even though they are not there, let's say.
See, the goal of death contemplation is actually to remind us that this body one day will have to cease to exist. So that we then won't have to do the wrong type of planning. People sometimes plan that life will go on forever. But if you think that life will eventually end sooner or later, then your perception of life can change from attachment to detachment, for instance. This is the goal, really. See, there are many different purpose for death contemplation. One is seeing the cessation of life. Life doesn't go on forever with everybody, you, me, and everybody. if you have this understanding, when you see people die, then you won't feel sad because you feel this is the way it is. The reason why people feel sad because they never thought that we will die. So when we die, someone died, it suddenly become very, very sad. So this is one of the reasons, the purpose of doing death contemplation is to remind us that life is impermanent, that one day it's gonna stop. And if we can remember this and accept this, then when things happen, we just say, oh, this is the way it is. There's no big deal about it. But then there's another purpose for doing death contemplation, like looking at dead bodies. This is to really eliminate our sexual desire. This is another purpose. So you have to understand the different purpose for doing this contemplation. Then you want to look at unbeautiful, not beautiful images. Instead of looking in the fashion magazine, you want to look in the autopsy magazine. if they have such a magazine. That's all, to see the other side of the body. The world only wants to show the beautiful part of the body, the beautiful side. Even the internet, like you say, try to clean up these repulsive images. And even if they can understand what we're talking about, our conversation here might be censored, because we're talking something taboo. If it's in writing, I think maybe it could be banned by Facebook. But unfortunately, the AI cannot yet understand our conversation. Maybe one day they will. But anyway, so there are two purposes of contemplating on that, and that's actually the third purpose, is to see that the body is just the composition of the four elements. And one day, this four elements will eventually dissolve, separate, go different ways. So this is the way to see anatta, or no self in the body. There's no me, no you in this body. It's just our delusion to claim the body to be you or me. When in fact it's just a body, like a living doll made from the four elements. And one day this living doll will dissolve and return back to the four elements. This is another purpose of body contemplation or death contemplation. Look in terms of the elements. Look in the body in terms of elements, no self. Like a tree. The difference is that the body has the mind attached to it, that's all, connected to it. So the mind can then tell the body what to do and use the body to receive the sensual objects for its pleasure. So this is basically what you want to study, to teach your mind about the body.
So should we develop different contemplations and perceptions with respect to each of those three purposes?
That's right. That's like three subjects. You should mix them up. You should do one at a time. You can, so that you can really get a fix on it. If you do the three things together, you might be confused. It's like mixing different subjects when you study at the same time. Mixing geography with history. When you want to study history, you just study history. You want to study geography, just study geography. So when you want to study anicca, impermanent, just look at life, the body, from birth to death, through aging, sickness, and death. This is anicca. If you want to look at anatta, then you look at the body as just composition of the four elements, from the conception. When the body, the parts of the body, the father and mother combine, the elements of the father and the mother combine, and then start to create this body to eventually dissolve, return back to the four elements. By looking at the body, if you leave the body, if the body dies and you don't do anything to it, what happens? First, the air, the wind element will leave the body. It won't. Then the fire element, which is the temperature of the body, will be gone. And then the body, then the water element will then separate from the earth element. Eventually, all that is left is just the earth element that will eventually decay and become earth. This is like looking at the 10 stages of corpse, 10 corpses. See, in ancient India, sometimes when people die, they don't do any funeral. They don't burn or bury it. They just leave it in the forest to let it rot. So this is, and if you want to study the repulsive aspect of the body, and you think of the body when it dies, or you look at the internal organs of the body. This is to reduce or eliminate your sexual cravings. So you have to do them maybe separately. The goal is to not to have any stress with your body or anybody's body.
Thank you.
So you have to know what you need to do first. If you have fear of death, then maybe you need to do death contemplation first. If you have strong sexual desire, then you might have to do a super contemplation. If you have this self-ego, self-attachment to your body, then you have to do the four elements contemplation. See that the body is not you. There's no self in this body. The body is just a body, a living doll that the mind happens to have to be connected to, and use it as our instrument to satisfy our cravings, our sensual pleasure cravings. Okay?
Okay.
All right. We'll go to Dubai now, to Apalachita.
Good evening, Raja.
Okay.
No, I don't have any questions. I have been thinking about all that I've been listening to and working on my meditation. And yeah, and it's just cute because, I mean, the meeting started and my cat just came from somewhere and he wants to sit next to me. So I just think it's cute. That's it.
Besides doing contemplation, you also have to do meditation.
Yes.
Because if your mind is restless or agitated, you won't be able to do this type of contemplation.
Right.
So if you feel you cannot contemplate, then it means you need to do meditation first to calm your mind to the level where it will be able to accept the truth. The truth that the defilement doesn't want to see.
Mm-hmm. True.
So don't forget meditation if you do contemplation. You have to take turn, calm your mind first. Then when your mind becomes calm, and when you finish with your meditation session, then you can do contemplation. And after you do contemplation, your mind starts to become agitated. Then you stop contemplation and go back and do meditation to calm your mind.
Okay.
This is how you will do. This is how the relationship between samadhi and panya works.
Right.
Meditation and contemplation. Okay.
Okay,
All
I will
right.
continue to do both.
Go to Singapore. Gary.
Good evening, Thanajan. I'm just listening in. No questions right now. Thank you.
Okay. Belinda, also from Singapore.
Thanajan, discussions earlier helped a lot. I want to ask you, like last week, I think when you talked to Upeka Alfredo, you say people like to hurt people. People like to hurt people. So yes, I
Some people, not everybody. They are good people. People who can think that hurting other people is like hurting themselves. Then they don't want to hurt other people. But people who doesn't know how to think, and these people, they usually want to hurt people because when they hurt other people, it makes them feel good.
But sometimes we have kilesa, Thanajan. Like we have pride, ego, jealousy. We unknowingly hurting
We all
others.
have them. We all have them. When we are born, we all have this thing. But the difference is it depends on our parents. If we have good parents, then they can teach and train us to be not hurting other people. But if we have no parents, nobody to teach us, then our animal instinct will usually take over our human instinct. Human instinct needs to be taught. Why animal instinct is inbred in our mind. Right? It's easy to break the precept than keeping the precept, right? Okay. It means then you have the animal instinct in you. If you find it harder to break the precept, then keep harder to break the precept than keeping the precept. Then you have human instinct in you. This also comes from your past life, your previous life, how you were trained, how you were taught, and it carries over to this life. Some people doesn't need to be taught to be humane, but other people needs to be taught because they are more animal. That's why they are put in cages. Animals are usually put in cages, in prisons. Okay, you're not in cages right now, so it means you're human. You're still human.
It's a habit that we carry from many lifetimes.
That
It
will
also
develop
depends.
to each lifetime. Depends on the people we live with and the surrounding that we live in, the situation we live in. This can melt or mold our character. That's why the Buddha said try to associate with good people, kind people, loving people, friendly people. Because then they will influence your life to be better, to be good. If you live with bad people, they will influence you to be bad. If you live with thieves, they'll teach you to how to steal, right?
It become normal to steal.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the first. That's the first teaching in the 38 Mangala Sutta. People you associate with is very important. They will have influence on yourself. But sometimes you cannot avoid, like if you're born with parents, you just have to learn you have to live with it. It's just a matter of whether you have good parents or bad parents. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. I'll go to Gen So.
Ajahn. Yeah, good evening. No question, I'm listening. Yeah.
Okay. Go to Tipawan, Idaho, USA.
I would like to say thank you very much indeed that your explanation is makes my mind more clear with the four element. And thank you, Julia. You brought the awesome subject. I have no words to thank you.
Okay. I'll go to Obeka. Alfredo from Sao Paulo.
Hi, Bante.
Hi, how are you?
Thanks. Wonderful, Bante. Wonderful. Dhamma life, Bante. Dhamma with Dhamma, Bante.
Okay.
I solve my problems.
Already. What did you do?
Yes.
How did you do it? How did you do it?
A friend of me fight with me, and I thinking a lot and accept the things that they have. Pay bills and not talk things that the friend don't like. The things, the normal things of life. And the other people's not fight more with me. It's normal, né? But in our group, several people's talk about the karma, about parents, about his past, né, Bante? I know that in Upeka you don't think about things of world, about problems. The mind is perfect, but in life, in using the mind, any problems arising, né, Bante?
Well,
or the state of Upeka is necessary, because it's two Upeka, né? Upeka in Samadhi and Upeka in wisdom. Upeka in wisdom, the mind is Udacha, né, Bante? The mind is calm, né, Bante? The mind is not reactive. The mind is not thinking of world, think of parents, think of family, think of other peoples. The mind is more in Samadhi, né, Bante? The mind is the life is good, né, Bante? With a good mind, né, Bante?
Yes. So you need Ubeka from Samadhi and Ubeka from wisdom.
Yes.
Then everything will be beautiful, wonderful.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. A positive side of world, né, Bante?
If you know how to look at life, everything is good. Even death is good, because everything is natural. You have to look at everything as natural.
Yes.
Birth is natural, aging, sickness is natural, death is natural. Good people, bad people, they are all natural.
Yes. Yes.
They are like the weather. Sometimes you have good weather, sometimes you have bad weather.
Yes.
So it's like people. Sometimes we run into good people, and sometimes we run into bad people.
Yes.
So if we have Ubeka, then if we have the right understanding, then we let go. We are not affected by what we come across, good or bad, doesn't matter, because we know we cannot change things. Things are like this. They were like this before we came. They will continue to be like this after we die. This is the way of the world.
Yes. Yes.
And try to fix it or change it will be impossible. It will cause you frustration. Okay.
Yes. It helps to not rebirth, né, Bante?
Yeah, then you won't come back because you see this world is not worth coming back.
Yes. It's our goal, Bante. It's our goal, Bante.
That's right. Because
That's
every
right.
time you come back, you have to get old, get sick, and die.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So don't come back.
Okay.
I won't see you next life. Okay. I hope I won't see you next time.
Hi,
Because
Bante.
if seeing you next time, we're gonna have to go through sickness, aging, and death again.
But I'm not enlightenment, but I have desire, but I have desire, but
Okay. You still want to come back, huh? Okay, I'll stop to you.
Yes, but yes, thanks.
Okay. I'll go to Philip now. Philip from Malaysia.
Good evening, Bante. I have no questions tonight. Thank you for having giving this talk. Nothing else tonight.
Okay. Go to Alvin, also from Malaysia. You're both from Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah, technically, Bante, we live, I'm from another state called Selangor, but we live like 10 minutes apart. Where it's KL as well. Yeah.
I see, okay.
Yeah. I don't have any question. Just thanks.
Okay, we'll go to Piyal and Indira. I'm sure you have questions tonight.
Lots, but let us start.
Good morning from Toronto. Bante, I actually just was listening to all the everyone's views and about death, and death is something that I'm very grateful to, because my father died in 1997, relatively young at the age of 68, and I was very, very attached to him. And at that point, I was very angry and sad. But like we have 3 months, at 3 months, we have a dana that we do to transfer merits. And one of the very wise Buddhist monks who came for that dana taught me how to, look for answers. And that's what really propelled me towards the path. So that is something I'm very grateful, because since then only that I really got into meditation and contemplation, everything. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. Yes. And also we have in school, we have seen lots of, people dying, and then, autopsies for pathology. So again, that's actually something part of our life, we've seen. So we contemplate and learn so much through these things. So,
Yeah, divine messengers knocking on the door every day.
Yes, being a
In my
physician.
profession.
Yeah, being a physician.
Yeah, knocking on the door every
you
day.
see the divine messenger,
Yeah.
all 4 of them, really, all 3 of
every
them.
moment.
Birth,
Yes.
aging, and sickness,
Yes.
and death.
We got lucky that
And
way,
then-
but not everyone, all physicians are open up to it. I guess then everyone be enlightened by this time. But it's hard though, even the matter of contemplating, right? You see them, but if you don't contemplate according to Dhamma, it doesn't really help much, I guess, I believe.
Yes, seeing is believing. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
it's had a stronger impact on your mind than just thinking about it.
That's true. That's true. And especially when you see young people dying, that really, old age sickness and death, we think of it all the time, but somebody young, when it happens,
And it happens how fast the patient is here now, next moment he's talking to you, next moment is gone. It's so momentary. The death happens that fast, and can happen to you too. So it's idea is to kind of reflect back on you and see
That's
this
right.
too can happen to you.
Every time you see death, you should reflect it back to yourself that you might be next,
Yes.
In line.
Yeah.
This may be my last sunrise. this morning.
Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom
Yeah.
with us, because
That's-
however much we sort of see, listening to you and you sharing your wisdom with us, it makes things so much easier for us. So thank you so much, Thana Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. Any more questions?
Bhante, you talk about the fine balance between samatha and vipassana, or say concentration, or like and contemplation. I guess everybody's balance is at a different spot, right? Some people need
Yes.
more contemplation, more
That's right.
more samatha. So you fine tune, like it's your dial, right? You know what is the right spot for you.
Normally, for beginners, you will do more meditation than contemplation, because you need meditation to support your contemplation. So the stronger your meditation is, then the stronger will be your contemplation. Because you need a clear mind, a calm mind to look at the truth. It's like studying. If your mind is messy, you find it hard to study, right? But when your mind is not messy, it doesn't have anything to think or worry about, then when you study, you can concentrate on your study more better. So usually this is what it means. You need a clear, calm mind before you can actually study the truth.
And also, I think your past life experiences also come into it. I mean, somebody who's practiced a lot of samatha, it's much easier for them to practice that even in this birth.
That's right. That's right. That's why we have different level of meditators, even though we might start at the same time, but the ability and our ability might be different.
So the entrance can be different depending on the personality. Some people can be like a lot of faith based, like faith follower, and get into jhana and concentration, whereas some have a more Dhamma follower, more like a contemplative type in the mind, analytic type. They can still get into focus concentration, but they start from a different end.
Yes. Different people have different what you call
entry points.
Yeah, ability. Like some people are left-handed and some people are right-handed.
But sometimes you need both hands to hold something solid, right? So it's good to have samatha and vipassana.
Yeah, you need both. You need both.
To wash your hands.
Long time Mahaprabhu used to compare samadhi and vipassana as your left and right foot. If you have one foot, then you have to jump when you.
Yeah. You can wash your hand like if you have dirt in your hand, you can
only
wash.
one hand. Yeah, you need two hands. Rather with two hands.
Rub it, yes, and wash it cleanly. Otherwise, I might get COVID. The patients. But the other very interesting thing you said about the good and the bad people. I guess it's more skillful and unskillful. I guess the human, according to brain evolution theory, humans have a better capacity to become skillful, but the animals don't have it. Unfortunately, for example, a snake or something, it's a reptilian brain. The cortex, prefrontal cortex is not developed. Therefore, you cannot do the training of the mind. Either they can run or attack, like flight or fright. So, but even some humans do work at a lower level of the brain where the fright and flight response, I guess, as you get, but we have the ability, capacity to train our mind to be more mindful of the fact whether we can be more skillful and unskillful. So we can drop the unskillful and become more skillful. I guess that's the advantage the human being has, but obviously not everyone is doing to their the capacity they have. Luckily, we had the Dhamma to train the mind. This is just a comment.
But see, some people have the human body, but their mind is not human. Their mind is still animal.
The brain.
They still like to kill. They still like to steal. So even though if they have a human body, they won't be living like a human. They're living like an animal.
Yes.
And There are some people with human body, but with deva mind. These people are kind, generous, and helpful to other people. They are deva. They have the 4 Brahma Viharas.
Yes.
So they are really not but human. They are devas. They are angels.
Beyond, yes.
Higher level than the human. Human just basically keep the 5 precepts, can maintain the 5 precepts. It's considered to be human. But to be higher than that, you have to have charity. You have to have generosity, loving kindness toward other living beings. Then you become devas. And if you can meditate, then you can become a Brahma, Rupa Jhana, Rupa Brahma, Arupa Jhana, Arupa Brahma.
Yes.
And if you see the Four Noble Truths, then your mind becomes a noble disciple. Even the body, even the body is just human, but the mind is beyond, much higher than human level. They are noble level, Arya level. Sotapanna, Sakita, Kami, Anagami, and Arahant.
So their mind operates at a different frequency because they have more skill in
more skill. They have developed more skill.
Definitely. Yeah.
Like you are a doctor, see, if I'm a bus driver, your mind has developed higher than mine. I only know how to drive a bus, but you know how to treat people, treat sick. Because you study more than I do.
I think the study is not the important. I think the wisdom, the knowledge can take you certain extent, and that's it. It stops, and the wisdom is one that drives you further along the path.
Yes, you need wisdom. You need someone wise to teach you to be wise and good and better.
Yes.
Without the Buddha, we might not do this thing right now that we are doing.
Yeah.
We might go do drinking in the pub or watching soccer or something.
So basically the mind is the master and the body becomes a servant. I mean, that's what I think you kind of
Yes.
So the mind is asking for sensual pleasures more and more, like the master. The body will provide it, but at one point, body can say, no, I'll give you better, something like a kayanupassana, like a body contemplation. I give you something better than this. How about giving some jhana? Then the master will be happy, and master will no longer ask for it and just let go of that sensual, the bothering the body after a while, just like leave the body alone.
We have to have the knowledge of people who know how to do meditation. Like if we haven't read about Buddhism, we won't know how to do meditation. Sure. So you need somebody who have this knowledge to share it with you, to give it to you.
Yeah. To meet the right teacher at the right time.
The Buddha is the number one Kalyana Mitra. I guess the Sutra text can be considered, unless you practice, obviously you have to practice, but text sutras also can be, if you don't have someone, but you can become your Kalyana Mitra. Although they are inanimate, they are not real people, but you can extract information and become a Kalyana Mitra if you don't have anyone.
But the difference is that if you have someone to teach you, it's easier to learn than studying by yourself, reading from the text yourself. Like if you have to study medicine from the text yourself, you think you might be able.
But most of the things you learn after you practice, I guess, text does not matter at the end. The practice, you learn while you're doing it, like learn more with experience, just like meditate.
That's right, but you need somebody experienced to teach you that.
Yeah, absolutely. And also
teacher, medical school,
Bhante, that I have to tell you, it's by chance we got such a noble, chance to meet you this way, because we there were so many things that we had. He's more a contemplative person, more into Vidarshana, and I'm more stillness, some other kind of person. So we used to, like everything else, like medicine, we used to argue, about this.
You're like yin and yang.
True. It's very difficult, different
Very,
paths.
yes, very, very.
But that's okay. We understand our
We do
limitations.
so much
yeah.
together, but the paths are. So after we met you, we kind of
Settled. We
yes.
came to a compromise and like a peace. No more war. Just
You have
like-
you have to add the missing part that you don't have.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Thank you.
Okay,
Much
you're
merit.
You're welcome. Now you can go back to work, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Theron Sadhana.
Okay, next we'll go to Pennsylvania. Somchai from Lake Erie, Pennsylvania.
Okay, good evening and Swadik Tantrajan. Yes, well, speaking of mind, of frequency, of all kind of this element, electron, it's turned into the nature anyway. So I thought I gonna take the pill to help me sleep, but I used from Tatpajan, I used that meditate and help me sleep well. And for this work out nice, so I don't have to use that medical to calm down my mind. That's another plus of my life. And the other on Sunday, last Sunday, I saw you walk out and get some food, and seem to be you walk bend down a little bit. I say, oh, if you bend down and carry the bowl like that, is how about back? I'm thinking about myself. Oh, then I saw you stressed about a little bit. I say, oh, okay. I just worried about it. That's why.
But that's part of old age. That's part of getting old.
Your
muscle becomes stiff. It's not as flexible as it.
That's a long walk. It looked like pretty much a 40-minute. I said, oh my, that's it's older than me for 10 years, still walk that far. I think then I'm thinking and I watching and I think I want to take a picture. One this day, if I still alive, I would like to stand up front the bus and take a picture. I saw a couple of people take picture that too. So
okay, everybody wants to take picture with me. As
oh
a
yes,
souvenir.
that's sure about that. It's especially the one comment for me is and Tanpa Chan is always teaching around the world. Also put up with everyone. It doesn't matter who. So this
I had no choice. I have no choice. If I have a choice, I will go live alone somewhere.
So that's I'm so happy, and I have to come to see and talk to you each week, one at a time. That's I'm happy. So
okay, good to see you.
Again.
Good to talk to you. Go back to work. Okay, go to Diana from Wales. Are you living in Wales now, Diana?
Yes. Yes, I still live here. Same place. near the sea.
Near the sea. Yeah.
Near the Irish Sea.
I see. Okay.
I do have one question. There's someone I have responsibility for to look after, but they are very loud and domineering and get cross and upset a lot. And I try and maintain my equanimity, but I do find it quite triggering sometimes. There's nothing else to do, is there? Only work on myself.
That's right. Don't try to change them. Change yourself. Change yourself to accommodate them. Maybe you don't like a certain aspect of them. You have to teach yourself to learn to accept them for what they are. They're like apples. You cannot change them into grapes or to banana. Just take whatever you come across. Take what you're given.
Yes.
Life will be less stressful when we accept things as they are.
Mm.
We get stressed because we don't want to accept things as they are. We want to change. We want to renovate. We want to move things around. And when we cannot do it, it becomes stressful.
It's hard to listen to people's anger, though, isn't it?
You need to develop a lot of ubeka, equanimity. That's what you need. So do more meditation. The more equanimity you have, then the easier for you to live with people.
Yes, I know this to be true. Thank you.
Okay. Just think of them as apple and don't try to make them into bananas.
Yes, I like that because it's funny.
I can
It's
change
good
you. Yeah,
No.
I cannot make you bananas. You're
No.
apples, so I have to eat apple today instead of bananas.
Yeah, and it's important to keep a sense of humor, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But sometimes I think when you're calm, it annoys people as well.
When you're calm and you annoy people because
Yeah,
you're
I think
being
so.
calm. Well, that's their business. You cannot have that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever people want to say or do is their business. We cannot force them or tell them what to do or say. Just let them be.
Thank
Which is the hardest thing to do, right? The easiest thing to say, but the hardest thing to do. Let them be. Let it be.
Yes.
Okay. Try it. Let me know next time when you meet these people or this person, whoever.
Yes. I just want to run away.
That's
But I can't.
because you don't like apple. You want bananas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try to like apples. Maybe after a while you might like it. Everything takes time to mature. Yeah. Try to learn to like them. Eventually you might find it hard to be without them.
Oh yes. Yes, there's that as well. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. B. Ravin from Bangkok.
Hi, good evening, Prajaan. I really like your analogy on, books, magazines on corpses rather than magazines on fashion.
Yeah, they don't sell
autopsy magazine.
They can't make money. Nobody wants to buy them except us. We are normal. I think we will be the first one to go buy or get a subscription.
Yeah, possibly, the monastery can start selling it to the local community. Your gateway to Nibbana. Read these magazines.
Divine messenger.
It's true, Prajaan. And I was just reflecting just now that, our mind tends to dislike what we don't want to see. But in fact, actually, if we look and keep a neutral mind, we will find that it's actually beneficial because we can reflect upon ourselves and tell ourselves, this is what our body will become. But we can choose to not let our mind become affected by this. So I was just reflecting on that, And whenever I see in the news, sometimes there's a dead body or, they try to blur it. I think if the media didn't try to blur it, then maybe people would
Won't
probably
buy
accept
the
death.
won't buy the media. Won't buy the magazine or watch the news.
Yes.
Okay. Anything tonight?
Yes, just one question for clarification, Prajan. You mentioned about contemplating aging, sickness, and death so we can let go of our attachment to our body. But if that is the case and we can let go, why is it that sexual desire still remains? I mean, if we know that our body is not good looking and we will die anyway, why would we still want to engage in that?
Because what you see hasn't died yet, see. So you forget that body that you see in the fashion magazine will die. When you're looking at a beautiful body, you forget that this beautiful body will die. You start fantasizing about what you want to do with that body. So you have to start to look at the body turning into a corpse, being transparent, and you be able to see the inner parts of the body. So this is what you need to do. It's a different type of problem. Death is one problem, and the perception of asubha is another problem. It's a different situation. So looking at death itself is not yet cannot get rid of your sexual desire. You have to look at asubha, look at rotting bodies. You have to look at the inner parts of the body, like the skeleton. If you go watch the beauty contestant walking on the catwalk, and you can see a skeleton walking, can you see that? You don't see, right? But actually, actually, it's the skeleton that is doing the walking, right? Just imagine what the body will look like without the skeleton. It'll be like a jellyfish.
Yes, indeed.
So this is the kind of contemplation you need to do. It's different from death. Death is just a cessation, stop functioning of the body. But you don't see the repulsive aspect of the body from death contemplation. Unless you look at the corpse, the 10 types of corpse, from bloating into become rotting and being eaten up by dogs or crows or vultures. Then you can have this sexual desire will disappear when you see the body like that.
So this is what we call asubha contemplation.
That's right, which is different from death contemplation.
Right, I see. So it's separate.
Yeah, death contemplation is the end of life, the cessation of life, cessation of the body working, functioning. But you don't see the internal organs, you don't see the repulsive aspect of the body. You might be able to use that body as a way to get rid of your sexual desire also. Just imagine if your wife or your girlfriend dies today, will you still keep her in the house, sleeping with you?
No.
Why not? You used to sleep with her every night. The only difference with her is that she stopped breathing, that's all. The body is still the same old body. But your perception of that body changed, right?
Yes. Definitely.
From being attractive to become repulsive.
Repulsive. Straight away.
Okay, maybe you can use this to get rid of your sexual desire.
That's a great analogy, Prajan. I never thought of that. I mean, when people die, we just send them to the undertaker. We don't store them at home. It's perception, isn't it, that causes our mind to be deluded and think that it's attractive or repulsive when actually it can be either one, depending on what you look at. Yes, that's all, Prajan. Thank you.
All right. Christine Coe from Penang.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Good evening, Kalajan. It's very happy to see you again. Just now I listened to your Dhamma talk. I feel very, very happy. All your analogy. Thank you so much. I have no question. Thank you.
Okay, go to Vancouver, 3 and check.
Ajahn.
Hello, Ajahn.
What happens if one of you stop breathing? Will you still keep them in the house?
No, burn. Throw them away.
But right now, if someone come and take him away, you won't allow that to happen, right?
Yeah, you get angry.
Same body, but different reaction.
Body, yeah, but this, yeah, so stupid. Oh, you're right. It's so stupid. I just like the great question by B. Ravin. And I really like how you differentiate the getting sick and dying, like it's different from the perception of beauty, like it's not the same. Yeah, I also had the same question as B. Ravin, and you explain it very so clearly. And so like does that mean that it's actually easier to see sickness, old age, sickness and death than beauty, like the repulse?
Asupa.
Yeah.
Because you don't see Asupa. People, when they come out of the house, they are well dressed. They are all attractive looking. They don't come out with their hair and messy, or the mouth still haven't been brushed. They wash their body. They make sure the body looks acceptable before they come out of the house. So you never see a super in people. You have to go to the mall if you want to see a super. Or go to the cemetery, dig up a grave. Become a grave digger.
Like not a grave digger, but Claudia's grandpa. Not a grave digger, but she's the grandpa is
undertaker.
Is it undertaker or graveyard worker? I think, right? And just now the discussion about with Pia and Indira about like you were talking about like some people have the human body but animal mind, and some have like it's human but they have deva mind. I've seen people that like to kill, for example, insects, but at the same time they are kind and generous. Like, what are they?
They're like, mixed race. They're mixed race.
Mixed race. So it's that's also like that's like also possible. Like you can.
Yes, it's possible.
Oh, so is it possible that there are devas that like to kill, or
it means they're not deva yet? If they still like to kill, there's still a struggle between being animal and being deva. It depends on which side has the upper hand. Then When you stop killing and you're only giving, then you become a deva.
Oh.
But you still kill, and you still an animal. Even though you might be giving, but your giving is not strong as killing. Killing is more strong. It has a stronger effect on your mind than giving. Because what you give is very small compared to what you you destroy.
Oh.
You destroy life.
But what if they have a wrong view? Like I know some people think that they are kind by killing insects. Like they thought that they're trying to protect people.
They're just being kind animal. That's what they are.
Kind animal. Oh. wrong thing.
They're still animal, but they have some kindness in them. Like some
Oh.
dogs, they have some kindness in them also.
Yeah. They can save their some dogs can save like people or save.
Yeah, help other people.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Okay.
But the majority instinct is still animal. They still kill, they still steal for food or whatever.
Oh yeah, you help me clear up a lot. Yeah. And I feel lucky that you don't have a choice, because you told Somchai just now that if you have a choice, you will have hide in you would have hide alone in somewhere. So it's good for us that you don't have a choice. Thank you. It worked out well for us. Maybe not for you, but it's good. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. And you, Sri?
Yeah, I have a question. In terms of sati, like mindfulness, Tanaja, like the mindfulness when we grow, like older, like it will become weak.
No. Mindfulness belongs to the mind. It doesn't get old with the body. The body doesn't change what contains in the mind. Your mindfulness, your good intention or your bad intention doesn't change with your age. Your defilement don't change with your age. Or your Dhamma that you have developed don't change with your age, your body.
Yeah. No, because sometimes when I see like people get old and then like the mindfulness get weak, so it's because like we didn't develop the mindfulness.
Yeah, their mindfulness is weak in the first place, so it remains weak.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, there's just one question.
Thank
you, Tanajan.
You're welcome. Hi, Ryan. You're next. Where are you from? Singapore?
Yes, Tanajan, Singapore.
What can I do for you?
I was actually watching on Facebook, but then I heard about the talk on this Autopsy magazine, so then I decided to join. Because I actually do have this Autopsy magazine from Dongta.
Oh yeah, okay.
Kaya Gata Sati. Yeah.
Kaya Kata Sati.
Yes.
There are lots of corpses, picture of corpses or autopsy body.
Yes, that's right. So I just thought I wanted to share it, but I
Where
couldn't
did you get it from?
I got it from Thailand. I believe it was quite a few years ago, so I don't. I think I got it from Wat Yannasangwararam, if I remember.
Wat Yannasangwararam, okay.
Yes, yeah. So I would recommend it for anyone who wants a copy. Unfortunately, I can't sell it. Otherwise, it would be quite valuable to this audience.
Have you seen any of it online somewhere?
No, not that I've seen, Tanajan. I tried looking online before, I believe, but I wasn't able to find it. Only the physical copy is there, I think.
Okay, you want to show it to the people now? Example, one of the pages, what it looks like.
Oh. Would that be acceptable on Facebook, I wonder?
Just briefly.
Yeah, I suppose this page is okay. It's about the transition from a youthful man to after that passing away. Yeah, that's one of the pages, but I think it's really quite thorough. It shows from different body parts to burning to flood victims to dismembered bodies to maggots to even like bodies that have been chewed up by tigers and things like that. So it's quite thorough. I actually do sleep next to it, like we were talking about just now, but then during this Zoom session, when we mentioned books like these, I started to realize that it was starting to collect dust, so I haven't been looking at it often enough, I think.
You should be looking at it every day so you don't forget.
Thank you, Tanajan. I'll remind myself too. It'll be my morning ritual.
This is your homework. I did take 10 minutes time to look through the pictures. So you want to eventually imprint it in your mind.
Yes.
And you can start when you see beautiful body, you can see this other type of body at the same time.
Yes, I'll try to keep that in mind, Tanajan.
Okay, thank you for your presentation of the book.
Thank you, Tanajan. I do have a question that I put on Facebook earlier, but since I'm here, I might as well ask it in person.
Go ahead.
So when it comes to keeping 8 precepts, then I realize that sometimes I start to plan what to have for breakfast. So I think there's this food craving that is quite hard to overcome. So just would like to ask for Tanajan's advice on overcoming food craving.
By contemplating on the unattractive feature of the food that you eat. Don't think of the food on the plate, think of the food in your mouth when you chew mixed with your saliva or when you excrete it from your body. Every time you're hungry and you want to eat, think of this other aspect of the food. Then you can eliminate your hunger for food. It's like a super. Instead of a super of the body, we look at the super of the food. Understand?
Yes,
Just look at the food that you vomit. Do you want to eat it after you vomit it out of your body, excrete from your body? When it's in your mouth and you're chewing, it also so delicious, right? But you never take a look at the picture, look at the image of what you're eating, right? Because you still keep looking at the image of the food on the plate, but the actual food that you're eating is not that image anymore. So you want to look at the real image of the food that you are enjoying before you swallow. Like spitting it out after you chew it. Before you swallow, spit it out first and take a look at it. Then put it back in and eat it and swallow it. See what I mean?
Yes. That wouldn't be very pleasant at all.
Yeah, every time you think about breakfast, think of ham and eggs or whatever. Think of it when it becomes mixed in your stomach. How it would look like, all the ham and eggs in your stomach, not on the plate.
Yes, it'll look like vomit essentially.
Yeah, we call them vomit, but they actually are food, right? Digested food, ingested food, but we give it a different name. Food on the plate and food in the stomach, they're all the same food, but with different images, different appearance. So you can look at the image of the food that can cause you not to want to eat. But you have to be careful. If you do too much of it, you might not be able to eat for a while. Then there will be a problem. So you have to know when to stop, but don't overdo it. Because some people overdo it and they find it difficult to eat. They cannot eat because every time they eat, they think of the food in the stomach.
I think that will be something for when I eventually get there, because for now that's the least of my problems.
Okay. All
Thank
right.
you, Ajahn.
You're welcome. Sulan, also from Singapore. How come you always come in last?
Oh, I was preparing. Yeah, just now I went out to get some grocery, then I came back. Then after that, I was shut before I joined the Zoom session. Yeah. Yeah, so sorry I joined late tonight.
No, it's okay. Just wondering.
Oh,
You can join anytime you want.
okay. Then usually on Tuesday I work from office also. Then after that I travel home about 1 hour to reach home. Then I will usually try to eat something. Then after that sometimes I'll wash up before I join. Yeah. So yeah.
It's
Then,
10:30 now in Singapore.
yeah, it's 10:30 now in Singapore.
1 hour ahead of us here in Bangkok, in Thailand.
Mm. Yeah, happy Vesak Day, Ajahn. Yeah, happy to see you. Seeing you makes me feel very peaceful.
Yes. You have any question tonight?
Yeah, I have 3 questions to ask Ajahn. Actually, the first question that I had was, I think just now there was the mention about how the asubha is unpleasant and repulsive. That kind of related to, it reminded me of one contemplation that I had today, which is like the truth seems quite unpleasant to us, but then yet to the noble ones, it's like the noble truths. And yeah, I just find it very yeah, like quite an interesting thing. Yeah, because like the truth, like impermanence and like the unpleasantness of the body, it is unpleasant to us, but how is it that to the noble ones it's not, and it's actually noble truth?
Yes, because they can get rid of the noble suffering, the first noble truth, which is dukkha.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. What is the next question?
Oh, the next question I have is on the food. Yeah. Just now, I think someone mentioned about food. Then I was wondering, like, is it bad karma to waste food? Because sometimes I think the problem I have is kind of opposite from Ryan, whereby like maybe sometimes I have food, then I come there to eat it. Sometimes it's a gift from someone. Then I'll leave it, place it on the table, and then after that it might end up becoming spoiled or expired. Then the food is wasted. Yeah. So is it bad karma in that sense to waste food?
It's bad management, really. Don't know how to manage your resources.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I should manage it better.
That's right. You should not have any leftover. That's the best. But usually you greed when before you eat, you're so hungry, you think you can eat the whole thing. But when you started eating, you find out you can only eat half of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Agree with that. And it's quite a dukkha thing to actually get food and then realizing that actually we can't finish that much, and then having to kind of make sure we finish.
Yeah, usually your greed for food overblow your need for food. See? What you need for food is only half of what your greed for food wants.
Yes, yes, and that is quite dukkha. Yeah, essentially.
So before you order, you say, "Oh, just order half of what you want." And if not enough, then you can order again.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay, I can do that. Yeah.
Okay. Then you won't have any leftover. Then you can save some money that way.
Yes.
Okay, what's next?
The last question I have is I was just wondering like the type of questions that we ask of Ajahn. Like I was wondering if like what type of questions would be considered more worthy to ask, or like questions that we could maybe suppress or like discard away. Because sometimes like I have a lot of questions and then like not sure which one to ask. Then like some I also notice it might arise from like defilements, and then yeah. So I just wanted to get guidance. Is it like questions that pertains to like getting rid of our dukkha, suffering, questions relating to practice? That's the ones that we should focus more on.
That's right. You focus more on question on how to get rid of your suffering, your dukkha. Other questions sometimes is not important to know.
Okay.
Just trying to find out how can I get rid of this type of dukkha, or that type of dukkha.
Yeah, because sometimes I also get misled by my defilements, keep wanting to have that urge to ask the question. But actually on hindsight, I realized that that's driven by defilement and maybe I shouldn't be asking even. So just wanted to get your views.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ajahn.
Anybody would like to ask any more? Oh, we have to go to Facebook first. Facebook, do we have any questions from Facebook or YouTube?
Yes, there are 5 questions from Facebook, Ajahn. The first question from Lee Tek Hua. Hi, Ajahn. 2 weeks ago, you advised me to contemplate on aging, sickness, and death in order to get rid of my anxiety. Does it mean I'm keeping thinking that I will get old, get sick, and die one day? If I'm also maintaining mindfulness by chanting Putto, when should I switch between contemplating and chanting Putto? Thank you.
You can choose yourself. When you feel you need to calm your mind, then you do meditation, do recite your mantra, meditate. And when your mind becomes calm and you want to study, then you contemplate on the nature of the body. So this is something you have to find out for yourself. I cannot tell you when or how many, how long. This is something that you have to find out for yourself. Usually first you need to calm your mind first. And when you're not meditating, then you can contemplate. When you're meditating, don't contemplate. When you're meditating, you want to calm your mind. You want to stop your mind from thinking. So you should do contemplation when you meditate, because you will then go against each other. Then your mind will never become calm if you contemplate while you meditate. Only contemplate after you finish with your meditation. Okay, second question.
Next questions from Catherine. Ajahn, I was very happy doing dana during your arms round at the hotel this morning. I agree with Christian Coy that meeting you in person and in Zoom room is different. Ajahn, I have a question. How can I cut off family tie? I have lived alone for several years after my retirement, but in the last few years, my only elder sibling came to live with me and disrupted my meditation practice. Can you advise me how to deal with cutting the emotional family attachments without feeling pain by it? Thank you.
Well, you have to look at life as being impermanent. Sooner or later, we will have to separate it. So if you can look at life like that, then you can then terminate your relationship with other people, because eventually you're gonna have to you will be terminated one way or the other. So if it's for your benefit or for the other people's benefit to terminate the relationship, then maybe then you can do it without feeling bad about it. But if you still can maintain good relationship, you should maintain good relationship. But you don't need to live with them, in order to have good relationship. You can live separate from them and then still maintain a good relationship. So it depends on what you want. If you want to live alone, then you have to tell the person that staying with you that you want to live alone, and he goes find some place else to live. If he needs some money for payment, then you might want to help him with that. But it's okay to talk, to discuss this matter. But you still can have a good relationship living separately. Okay.
And there are two questions, from Paul Liang Soon. The first question is there any chance that a lay person can go in stream entry or achieve enlightenment? Thank you.
Anybody can enter if they can practice the Eightfold Path, the Noble Eightfold Path, the practice of dana, charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone, if they can complete the course, they can become enlightened. The problem is they don't practice hard enough, so they can never become enlightened.
And the second question is, can Ajahn talk about the balancing in 5 faculties of mind in meditation? Thank you.
The what? The balancing
of 5 faculties of mind in meditation.
5 faculties of mind: faith.
Yes.
Faith, and then
5
what?
Confidence, persistence, effort, mindfulness, concentration, and discernment.
Well, you have to have 100% of them. You have to have complete faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and you have to have persistent practice. You have to practice all the time, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. First, by developing mindfulness of sati. And once you have sati, then you can then meditate to get to samadhi. Once you have samadhi, then you can go and develop wisdom or panya. So these are more like steps. They're not like balance. But you need the first one. First you have to have complete faith in the Buddha. Then you will then have complete faith in the Dhamma teaching. Then you will follow the Dhamma teaching, practice mindfulness, practice samadhi, and then practice wisdom. Is that all?
And next question. There are 2 more questions, Ajahn. Next question from Lion Fong. Dear Ajahn, please advise how to overcome craving for food. Thank you.
I think we just answered this. I think he just asked. Right? This is your question, Ryan? Okay. We already answered this question. Is that all?
And last question from Jin Kim. Dear Ajahn, Jin from Malaysia. When I do breath meditation, I can't feel the breath on the tip of my nose. Are there any tips to improve this? Thank you.
If you can feel not on the tip of your nose, maybe you can feel it in your breath, on your abdomen. When you breathe in, your abdomen will expand. When you breathe out, your abdomen will collapse. So you switch from the tip of the nose to your abdomen, to your chest. If you cannot feel that, then maybe you should use something else like a mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto, first. Okay, we have about 10 minutes left. Anybody would like to ask any more questions, you're welcome to. Just raise your hand and then maybe your microphone. Okay, Sulan.
Oh, thank you, Ajahn. I think I have a question which is regarding what time is good for doing meditation? Is it like at night or during the day when we wake
All
up?
time is
All
good.
time.
Anywhere also, anytime, anywhere. Whenever you can meditate, do it.
Oh.
The problem is you want to
Oh.
choose time, choose places, and you never find the right time and the right place to meditate. So you never meditate. That's the problem. That's your defilement.
Okay.
Dhamma said, do it now, right now, in your room right now. After we finish with this session, sit for 10 minutes, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Oh, and I think the question also arose because like over the weekend we were listening to Ajahn that came to Singapore, and then like I think NDR, like one of the Buddhist center, organized like overnight overnight meditation. Yeah, then they call it I can't remember the term. Yeah, and they say like overnight meditation is like something like
They call it Nesachika, I think. Nesachika.
yeah, I think it's that I couldn't catch the term because yeah, it's Nesachika.
Nesachika.
Yeah,
To maintain just a three posture, standing, sitting, and walking, and not lying down.
Yeah, I was very amazed when I heard I think the Long Paul sharing about Nita Chipta, like how like last time Ajahn Chah will lead them to do Nita Chitta overnight, and then they can find so many ways to keep themselves from lying down and sleep. Then I was so amazed like how come they have all this kind of willpower to do this meditation overnight.
Yeah. This is to develop persistent effort.
Oh. And does it mean that when they do overnight they get to sleep in the day also?
Yeah, later you can do anything you want.
Oh, so it's not like 24 hours. Like they stay awake. They still get to lie down and sleep.
Well, ideally to sleep as little as possible, but your body needs some rest, so you have to comply with the requirement of the body.
Oh.
But don't indulge in sleeping. That's the point that we're trying to establish.
Oh, okay.
Just sleep only when the body really needs to sleep.
Oh.
But don't sleep because you want to sleep. Because you'll end up sleeping too much, and then you will lose the precious time for your practice.
I see. Yeah, I think for me, I tend to sleep when I want to sleep. So that's
Normally the Buddha prescribed 4 hours of sleep a night. That's all. For meditators, that's all they need. For the monks, the Buddha said meditate from 6 to 10, then sleep from 10 to 2, then get up at 2 and meditate until 6 in the morning. And after that, go on arms around.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
All
It
right.
clarifies a lot.
Okay, Philip, you raise your hand, Philip.
I just wanted to mention to the group here, with regards to Longta's book on autopsy, it's actually on the internet if anyone is interested. But is in Thai, but you can see a lot of the pictures there. You
But
just
they have the URL, the internet address.
yeah, I do have the URL. It's Longta.
You can put it on the chat and share with everybody, I think.
Okay.
Or you can read it out if you like.
I'll just type it out. And see whether this
Longta is on the longta.com website.
is longta.eu.
.eu.
Yes.
And then go to what books, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah, books site, then books there. It's a second book there. So it's written in Thai. I just looked through it. It's about 150 over pages, I believe. And yeah, it's there.
I think you can share with the rest of the participants here by using the chat.
Okay. Someone needs to disable.
Yeah, I think someone has to enable the chat thing. I think it's on now. Just click on the chat button and then you can paste the address on to everyone down below on the button.
Okay, let me try this.
Click on the chat
Yes, I'm trying to type the thing. Yeah.
Okay, got it now. www.longta.eu site books.p. Okay, everybody.
That's the one. Yes, correct. That's the one.
Okay, good.
That's it. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you for your information. Anybody wants to buy a copy of the Autopsy magazine, you're welcome. It's for free. Download for free. Okay. Just click on the link and you'll get the book, I think. You said the second book?
Yeah, it's the second book. Yeah, Autopsy. And they put down there for practitioners only, unlike the other books. So yeah, B1.
The second book in Thai, huh?
Yeah, it's in Thai.
So it has to go to the Thai page first, right? The link you gave us go to the English page.
Okay, and then there is then you sorry, it's the third book is Asuba.
Asuba pictures.
And you just download it.
I see. Okay. Yeah, I see it now. I hope everybody see it too. Okay. Anybody wants to ask any more questions? You have 3 more minutes left. Okay. I think that will be it for tonight. Thank you for your participation. I hope this meeting has been beneficial to all of you and can help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
สาธุ
สาธุเจ้าค่ะ
Sadhuค่ะ
Thank you. Thanks for the link, Ryan. Thanks, Philip.
Thank you for the website too.
สาธุค่ะ อนุโมทนาบุญนะคะ
Thank you.
Ajahn.
Bye bye.
Save my name